Don't believe in miracles? Well, grab some popcorn and buckle up, because we're rolling out a collection of moments when the impossible became possible. How close is too close? He was just 1 inch away from de-decorating that wall. Being blinded while driving would typically mark the end of the road for most drivers, unless you're this guy. When you want to go rock climbing, but you just had your nails done. This must be what happens when your basketball team studies magical spells during practice. I bet this kid became the hero of gym class after this catch. That's one way of getting ahead of your competition. Something tells me this trick is going straight over their heads. Like, look at this guy. Imagine trying to play a game of tennis with him in the middle. You're supposed to yell, "Timber!" when a tree falls to the ground, but what are you supposed to say when this happens? I've heard of axe throwing, but axe bouncing is something new. I guess that's one way to get a bullseye. Not only does this guy smash the ball way out of the park, but his bat toss straight up defies physics. Wow! This player must have thought that taking out the trash was part of his chores for the day. These bikers decided to make tightroping 1,000,000 times harder. When Robin Hood gives up archery to become an axe thrower. Ever heard someone say the sky's falling? Well, I'm sure when this couple decided to go for a stroll, they didn't expect to experience that firsthand. I didn't even know it was possible to jump over the entire sandpit. When you train for one sport and accidentally end up mastering a completely different one. Oh my god! I don't know whether to call this brave. Skiing down a mountain is cool enough, but watch what happens when you add the world's longest rail slide. I don't know what's more surprising, the fact that this guy snatched a seagull out of the air with his bare hands, or the look on the seagull's face. Don't worry, animal lovers, he let him go. If you're gonna drop your phone while riding, make sure this guy's behind you. If this kid doesn't get the title of MVP after this buzzer beater, then I don't know what will. Next time I need to find a parking spot downtown, I'm just gonna call this guy. He seems like he's got it covered. This must be what delivery drivers have to do to get your Amazon Prime package on time. Usually if the guy in front of you goes down, you might as well kiss your chances of seeing the finish line goodbye. But sometimes, life gives you a second in the target. I'll bounce back at you at full speed. Luckily, this guy had reflexes to save his own life. Sometimes the planets align and save the day. Like when this truck driver swerved to avoid a collision and somehow didn't end up on its side. Alright, which sport is this? American football or gymnastics? This snowboarder may have reached the atmosphere with this record-breaking jump. I've heard of skipping stones, but skipping a golf ball across the lake to get a hole in one is next level. Who knew that all you needed to plant a tree was a 4-story balcony? There's being skillful, and then there's just showing off. This is what it looks like to have your evasion skills dialed up to 10,000. Yeah, he deserves to be on a box of Wheaties after that. What's the difference between an and they were dealing with one of the most well-behaved tires on the planet. This construction team decided to take the term demolition to the extreme and risk their lives in the process. Also, somebody should check on the downstairs neighbors. This pole vaulter nearly became a human shish kebab. This ski jumper flew so far, he might as well have bought a plane ticket. In situations like this, sometimes your only option is to bike surf. Unfortunately for him, he had no water to protect him, only asphalt. I'm guessing this guy doesn't have kids. I mean, look at his pull-out game. When you want to go bowling, but you're long-sighted. Hey dude, American Ninja Warrior called? They said they wanted you for the next season. Games are always rigged, but in this case, the task failed successfully not only once, but twice. Yeah, they better give that kid a prize. They say to keep your eye on the ball, but what are you supposed to do when it completely vanishes? At first glance, this might look like nothing special, but look a little closer and you'll see that this guy's an expert at threading the needle. This is one way you can take the idea of washing your hair and turn it on its head. I think we can all agree, this is what a real night with the boys looks like. When your Hail Mary gets intercepted by a higher power. This kid thought he'd throw an orange at his friends as a joke. Little did he know that he's a practicing ninja with the reflexes of a cat. Watching this skier twist and turn is making me dizzy. Anybody got a drama mind?